This is a part 2 video of me servicing my ice maker. Of course, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Anytime you're working with an ice maker, a refrigerator, an air conditioner, I mean, got to remember that appliances like this, contain refrigerant. And if you're not careful and you bust one of the refrigerant lines, like right there that goes down to the compressor, refrigerant will leak out and it could be very dangerous. So always use caution when working on an appliance that contains refrigerant. But anyway, this is the evaporator that makes the ice. The ice tray that goes underneath the evaporator. And what happened is this shaft fitting that the adjusting motor to the shovel and the ice case, the shaft that the motor rested in cracked up. Got a big old crack there, so I had to order a new ice case, and it finally came in. And now what I'm going to have to do is unfasten these snap-in nails right here. This right here is your ice shovel, and what I'm going to have to do is transfer the shovel right here onto the new ice case. Then we'll partially put this back together, give it a test run, and hopefully I can fix this. Yes, I got the shovel transferred onto the new ice case, and thought I should mention that I'm going to go ahead and give the inside of this ice maker right in these crevices, and probably the whole inside, a good cleaning with soap and water before I go to put it back together and test it out. Alright, got the top assembly done, which it was a pain in the ass trying to fit the ice case onto the motor shaft. Of course, there's a shovel. Had to screw back the evaporator fittings. Here's a water sensor right here, tells it how much water to fill up. So got the side sensors back located where they should be. Now we're going to fire this up and see if she'll run. First, we're going to turn on the power on and off. You got your ice size options here, whether you want small, medium, or large ice. And also a nice full light whenever the ice basket fills all the way up. And also an add water, feature for whenever your ice maker is running low on water. You just get like a container, pour more water in it. So let's fire this up. Turn it on. Check the large ice cubes. You can see the water filling up the ice case. Okay, ice case is all the way full of water. The compressor just kicked on. Now let's see if she'll make us some ice. I just put the top lid on by hand for the test run. I'll screw it back in later if I know this thing is going to work. But right now it's mainly trying to get the water cold enough to make the ice. Condenser fan just kicked on. Give her a test run and see how the results turn out. I believe she's back in service. Just made me some ice. from those, you know, evaporator rods I showed you earlier in one of the videos, but the ice is made and take a while for it to cool down in there enough for it to actually make the cubes bigger than that, but looks like I made some progress, so we're gonna go ahead and get it back together. Got my cover that we're gonna put on the back of the ice maker here in a few minutes, but got one last thing I have to do before we, like, you know, close this off. Gotta, like, keep in mind this right here is your condenser, and for your unit to get, you know, proper ventilation to the condenser here, I mean, it needs to be kept clean. It's important that you keep, you know, your condenser here really clean so it can get the proper circulation to help, because the better your machine can cool your condenser, I mean, the more efficient it will be. I can see just a little bit of ice on the condenser there. Y'all probably can't really see it from the camera, but just a little bit of dust. The condenser is a little bit dusty, and also the condenser fan is like really dusty, so I'm going to disassemble that fan. We're going to wipe the blades off, and while I have the fan disassembled from the condenser, I'm going to take my power sweep blower. I'm going to blow through that condenser to get all the dust out of it. And normally this fan has black blades, but the blades right now are actually brown because it's so much covered in dust. So we're going to take care of this issue before I put the ice maker back together. Now the condenser is exposed. We're going to take this outside. We're going to blow this out. Got the fan, like, you know, tied up to the side so it doesn't wiggle around and make the wires come loose. And I'm also going to have to pour out the water I have in here so I can finish putting this thing back together. Got my ice maker all reassembled, plugged back in, but we're going to let it sit a few hours to let the refrigerant, you know, balance out in it. Whenever you're dealing with appliances that you know, contain refrigerant, you'll want to, you know, let them sit for a while, let the refrigerant balance out before it starts back up. So we're going to let the refrigerant balance out in that ice maker. When I get home tonight, we're going to start it back up. Ice maker is back up in service. Just dumped out some ice here. Of course, the cubes aren't really big yet. They'll get bigger than this even once it gets cold enough on the inside. Another thing is I accidentally put in a little bit too much water when I filled it back up, so therefore it's been kind of melting the ice cubes as it dumps them, you know, in this basket. But take this ice and fill up this bowl right here, this bowl that I'll keep in my freezer. Anyway, think this ice maker is finally fixed, which I'm really happy about.